Hey y'all, welcome back to Colorful Situations, a conversation about love, marriage, and everything in between. I'm Sunny.
And I'm your girl, Liv. Y'all know us. Welcome back.
Hey.
So today we are going to be talking about love overdose.
Love overdose.
Love overdose. Like the overload, the overwhelming sense of love. Is that a bad thing? Is it a good thing? Can that happen? Do you feel smothered? That type of stuff.
Okay. I'm here for it.
Yeah, like, has anybody ever loved you so much, like just gave you so much love that it was just overwhelming or smothering? Have you given somebody so much love that you tend to always hear, you're wanting, you're needy? It's too much.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Gonna be a good one. So let's check in as we always do. We're always looking at our feeling wheel to see where we are, just to gauge our emotion. We want to identify it so that we can talk about it, to know what we're bringing to the situation. So, beautiful young lady, what you feeling today?
Today, I'm actually feeling blue.
Mm.
Now, blue is sad, but I'm not sad. I'm feeling blue because I'm sleepy.
Okay.
Because I had a real long weekend, and I just need to rest. And if you heard me say before, resting for me is it.
Yeah.
Resting will do it for me.
Yes.
So I'm blue. It's not because I'm sad.
Okay.
So I'm actually blue-green because I'm always on green. I'm pretty much always good. So yeah, that's where I am.
Blue.
How are you feeling today?
So I am feeling very satisfied.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Yes, I'm feeling satisfied, which is yellow.
Okay.
And the reason being is because I'm satisfied in what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm satisfied in the fact that I'm speaking up. I'm satisfied in the fact that I am doing this and being creative. Maybe not as much as someone would like me to be, and I need to be more on the schedule, but but I'm satisfied that my creativeness is just, coming out and I'm tapping into it. My working out is good, and I'm just really doing all the things that I need to do for myself.
Mm-hmm. For you.
For me. So that means I'm yellow.
Yellow. Yes, it's yellow.
Okay, I'm yellow, y'all. Y'all saw me. Yellow. All right, so we are going to talk about this thing of love overdose. And the reason why this came up is, y'all know I'm in therapy, right? But just trying to evaluate me and where I am on not having a balance or not having a sense of logicalness when it came to love. And let me just explain. For me, love is and was everything. I'm just walking around here. I just want to love you. Almost like that cartoon. I just want to squeeze you and hold you and hug and cuddle you. And Elmira. That was her.
Okay.
Yes. I was an Elmira at one point in time. Like, if you're my person, I just want to do all these things for you. And if I could fix it because I see there's a need, I'm right there trying to fix it. If I could just hug you and squeeze you and be under you, I'm right there. If I could breathe your breath, if you could be my breath, I would want it to be, right? But for me, it was just because that's just how I felt. That's how much love I feel. I am a Cancer. I know that's not surprising. We are emotional. We are crabs, and we just get you in and just lock on, hook on, hang on. You can't shake us. we gonna be right there until we decide to move away. So I said, let's talk about this. Is that overwhelming? Is it too much? And is it a healthy trait?
Well, I think that too much of anything can be damaging to any situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think if there's I think it's a healthy way to do something like that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think it can be. It can be good and it could be bad. Depends on who's giving it, getting it, how they're working.
Yeah.
It's because if you're giving it to someone that's like, no.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be a bad thing for both parties involved.
Yeah.
But if you're with a person that's accepting of the love, then no, how could it be a bad thing if that's because some people do want to be loved that way.
Yeah.
And some people don't.
You're right. It can be a good or a bad thing, right? Depending on who's receiving it, depending on who's giving it, and why. Let's find out. Because for me, I had to find out, why are you doing it that way? Why do you think love should be that way? And I'll let y'all know that I was doing it because that's what I wanted to receive and felt like I had never got it. So I was
searching,
giving it that way because I felt like that's what I wanted, right? So y'all know we have questions. Don't want to dig into it too deep, so we're gonna get into it now. So overindulging or just doing too much in the name of love, is that healthy or is that a cry for attention?
Overindulging, is it healthy or a cry for attention? Mm-hmm. So I will say that in the past, and even now, I'm that person that gives it all. All of the stuff that you said, that's all me. I have found my balance. I found the balance in it.
Okay.
You hear me say all the time that me and my person in the bubble. I just said it.
Yeah.
Me and my person in the bubble. Let's go. I'm here for it.
Yeah, you do say that a lot. Yeah.
So maybe somebody did call me needy to my face, but well, no, actually, I have been called needy. And thinking about it, my wife called me needy, but that was before she figured out how I love, because it was strange to her because she had not received a love like that before. Mm-hmm. So I think when I found the balance in that, I could still be all over you and breathe your breath and put your mouth on top of mine and lick your eyeballs and put your finger, all of that kind of stuff. And I got all that from my wife, because that's kind of stuff. She stick your finger, all that kind of stuff, licking all of that. But all of that kind of stuff I could still do, but I know that there has to be a balance. One, because my wife, actually, she's gotten more used to me being that way. So she's okay with it. Like always under her, holding hands. I want to lay on top of you, get up in your shirt, all that other kind of stuff. Yeah, all of that. So she's gotten used to it. But in me, just kind of seeing that for her at one point, it was it was uncomfortable because she hadn't had experience anything like it before. Yeah. So I feel that it's okay for me to be that way because she lets me know that it's okay. So in thinking about it being a cry for help, I feel like where she wasn't used to it, so she was just kind of like, I'm kind of like, well, no, like you said, love me, right. Love me. And all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like, I need you, I do. So maybe it was a cry for attention there. So, but I don't see it as being negative or something that has made our relationship negative or something like that. So yeah,
I wouldn't say that it's a negative thing, but I wouldn't say that it's healthy either, depending on where it's coming from. Right now, I'm still the same way. I still feel like love is all of that. I still feel like love me enough to where, especially in marriage, we're supposed to be one of somebody's rib, right? Or one of each other in a unity. If that is a union, and if that is what your love looks like for you, then you do breathe each other. You do, want to be up under each other. You do want to connect in a type of way to where it's electric, right? To where it is under your skin. I want that, right? But I had to work through the reason why. Also, work through in finding the balance. The reason why I wasn't there was because there was a level of love that I wasn't giving myself to.
That's deeper. Yeah, that's definitely deeper.
It's deeper for those people who may be doing it for attention, and for those people who are like me, you are not alone, and it's okay. Work through it. But it was for attention because I didn't have that for myself, so I was seeking it through someone else. And so because I was seeking it through someone else, I was just giving and just giving and just giving and wanting to feel the love that I didn't have deep inside for myself, right? But now that I'm loving myself and saying, you're wonderful.
You are.
You're beautiful.
You are.
You're intelligent.
You are.
You're creative.
And
I'm her. I am her. Like, right? So now that I have that level of I am enough, I'm okay, it's good, it's great. Now I don't have to smother or be around you. Don't mean I don't want to do it. Because as my wife would say, I do tend to be like, no, we need to do it together. Why are we not doing it together? That's a whole nother story. But I know that it's a balance, like you said. It's a balance in that. And you do have to make sure you understand, is that person, what is that other person's boundary? Mm-hmm. Is that person, I know boundary, but is that person open to it? Let's just say that. Like, you know what I mean? Know who you got. Because because if that's not how they love and don't want to be loved like that,
around to be hurting your own feelings.
You're going to be messing around, hurting your own feelings and so upset.
Yeah. Hurt.
Yeah. But again, once you work through that and know the reason why you're loving like that, you may just find that you'll be less hurt because you're not trying to fill it up outwardly anymore.
So when you get to the point where you decide to love yourself the way that you should, that doesn't mean that you can't show, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't or you can't show all of the love that you have inside of you to the person that you love.
No, definitely not. Yeah. But it's not as outer space. It's not as...
No, I'm still out of space.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, for me, it's not as intense or astronomically, because in my brain, it was on 11,000.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But now I don't need 50, 11, 50,000. I just may need, 10, 11.
And keep in mind that things happen in your relationship that alter how you even love. Like if something gets to the point where you're like, whoa. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now let me pull back. And that's something that'll help you put in perspective. That's something that will help you get that balance too when things happen and you kind of say, okay, in addition to you figuring out, how to love yourself inwardly, it's something that will help you say, nope, I don't need to give all that.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm going to fall back.
Yeah.
And also thinking about some people that have been married a long time where they say, oh, well, yeah, it was like that the first 10 years or the first 15 years. But those people that's been married 20, 25, 30 years, some of them may still say, yeah, I still have that. I still want that. It's still me and my boo, me and my wife, me and my buddy. It's the two of us.
Yeah.
Some people just have that relationship even farther on in their marriages. And some people are just like, yeah, I'm over it. We good, but we still good. I mean, even though it's not all of that lovey-dovey. And like I said before on a previous episode, I still feel like the honeymoon phase can last as long as you want to.
Yeah.
So,
but in talking about that being together for a long time, it does change, or it may change. Because I just heard somebody say, I think it was Miss Pat, who said her and her husband, she built a house. I don't know how old this was, but they're in 2 separate bedrooms, and she loved it. Well, if y'all know me, I would say no. I never want to be in a separate bedroom. I don't want to sleep apart.
Right.
I just don't. That's just a no for me. But hey, who knows if you've been married? Because I think her and her husband have been married over 30 something years. things do change for people. I do know some people who are being in separate bedrooms or whatever, and they like it for whatever reason. So growing older in your relationship, it may shift or change a little bit. Um, and it may shift and change for the bit of when you first got together. You may not have been as affectionate because you brought baggage to the relationship. You there longer. Now you unpack that baggage together, and now you can really get to loving each other. And now you're really affectionate with each other. That's a thing too.
I think also, just in addition to the fact that people run their relationships different. That's it. Long story short, people run their relationships different, and what works for A might not work for B.
Yeah.
I think that's just a lot of it.
Yeah, that's true too. So my next question is Love Overdose a real example of affection or desperation?
Is Love Overdose an example of affection or desperation?
Let me expound a little bit. Is the fact that me wanting to be under you all the time, me, loving to fix things for you or whatever, is that truly a love language? Is that being affectionate and, is that being there for your mate, or is that desperation? Like, I'm gonna make sure that everything is great so you don't leave me.
I think that goes back to what you were saying about loving yourself from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
That would put it on the desperation side.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like someone that if you want to do for your spouse, if you want to make sure that things are easier for them,
mm-hmm.
I think it's a real example of affection, because I want to make sure that you have everything you need, mm-hmm. and I'm not even thinking about, so you won't leave me. Yeah, see, that's a whole different mindset. Yeah. I'm not thinking about, why would I be thinking about if you're gonna leave me? I mean, only if we have something going on, then yeah, mm-hmm. that's where my mind will go. But I don't wake up in the daytime and like, let me make sure my wife has her, mm-hmm. so she don't leave me. No, I'm doing this because I love you, because I want you to be happy, because I want things to be easy for you, because I want things to flow, because I want things to be easy for me. That's why I do it. Yeah. So yeah, it's all about what's going on with you and your relationship, what's going mm-hmm. on inside of you
personally,
and just all of that. So yeah, no, I don't wake up in the morning and say, let me do this so my wife won't leave me.
For sure. But there are people who have abandonment issues.
Yes, that's true.
And so if you are one who have an abandonment issue, your every step or thought process would be so that you're not left.
Yeah. And that's the desperation side of it.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. And I think that just talking about this issue, it can go both ways, just like you said in the beginning, right? Like, it can be a healthy thing, it can be a good thing, and it could be a bad thing. And so I just, in my personal goal out of us talking about these things is just to bring up both sides.
Right.
So that people can understand and know that, A, you're not alone, and we've said that before.
Right.
And B, there are two sides of it. So don't get so mad if somebody is love overdosing you and you feel like, well, why are you doing this? Da, da, da. Understand and know that maybe there is something that person is bringing, or maybe it's something internally that person is not just about you. It's about that person too and what they're going through. Mm-hmm. Right. So it is a thing of desperation, can be, and you could either help that person work through it. If you are that person, you can work through it yourself, or just know that it's going to be a colorful situation for a minute. It's going to be a colorful situation, especially if the way I love irritates you, right? Or if the way I love is overwhelming to you. If you think it's smothering, if you think that it's because I'm needy, if you think that it's because I can't do without you, mm-hmm. And then let's be very careful and understand and talk about the fact that if someone is in a situation like that, that other person, if they're a certain type of person, we're not going to name it, but if they're a certain type of person, they may identify that you got issues over there and they'll use it to their advantage.
Oh, yeah. People use things against you and weigh you down. That's true.
Definitely. They will use it for their advantage, and they'll be like, oh, like you said, oh, I got one.
And that's when you have to go back and reevaluate the person that you're with.
Yeah.
Because one, who wants to be with a person that will use your weaknesses against you in that way? You know?
Yeah.
Besides helping you. I know that you're struggling in this area. So let me help you do this. Or what do you need to instead it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah.
No, okay, well, I got one. Oh, you want to do everything for me because let me just act like I'm not satisfied so that you could just run in and sweep the day or whatever. You know what I mean? There are people that do that. There are people who seek people who are love overdosers so that they can have the power and the upper hand to manipulate the situation. That's the real thing, y'all.
Reevaluate. It's okay to reevaluate what's going on. When you see certain things happening, it's okay to reevaluate. Yeah. Hey, is this what we talked about? How does this make me feel? Is this what okay, let's kind of step back. Let's roll it all back.
Rewind.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me feel bad to think about that kind of stuff. So.
It does. It makes me want to change to red, but we're not going to get in there because we're not really on that topic.
Right.
But it may come out.
Yeah.
That may be a different topic, but it's a thing.
Yeah. And I'm just glad, like I said earlier, that my wife got used to, or she opened herself up to it since it was something new to her.
Yeah.
To accept it from me. So that I don't necessarily have to take myself, as they say, I don't necessarily have to dim my light. You know? I don't have to take all of my love away. She's able to accept it. So, and she told me it feels good. Especially like to understand a way that someone else loves in a way that you've never felt before.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to know that you have someone that wants to help you, someone that wants to be there for you, someone that wants to make things easier for you. That's a good feeling. I mean, unless you don't want it and you just want to sit in whatever you're sitting in, then
yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. It is a good feeling. It's a good feeling both ways. And I think that each person in the situation can help each other, right? Because like you said, she was like, wait a minute, that's too much. And then you learned, okay, well, maybe I need a little bit of a balance. And then you were like, no, this is how you're supposed to be loved. This is okay. And now she's like, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, it is okay.
I got one. not that. All right, I got one, but that. Ooh, I got one. Yeah.
Yes. And I deserve to feel.
Yes.
I deserve to feel the way that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I deserve to be helped. I deserve to be counted on, or depended on, or called on, or needed. There's nothing wrong with that.
And like I said before, when I said one of the episodes before, I was saying how I give my wife all of my love because I feel like she deserves it.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so now this is the part of the thing where we've talked about it. We talked about different little areas, and you may not be in the area where you're the person that has given everything out of desperation, but you may be in an area that you just feel love should be so big that someone may have said that you do a little bit too much and you don't allow them to do anything in their relationship. If that is the case, then you are in the red and you're in a colorful situation. Y'all gonna need to talk about that thing.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
And if you're feeling kind of like you're coming off of the red and you're trying to find the balance.
Yeah.
If you're working with your person to find the balance between this over the top, over the moon, stars and skies love, and just someone that's never felt it before, but they're open to it. You're in the yellow. And if y'all running smooth together, y'all got that thing down packed, even though it might be some ups and downs, it's more ups than downs, y'all running smooth, you're on the green.
Yeah.
You're doing good. Keep up the good work.
Good job. Give us some tips on how to get there.
Right.
But we're going to talk about some results so that we can get where y'all are. You got some results for them on this?
I do. I would say my first is communication. Communicate. It's all about communication. Because if I tell you, hey, babe, I love you, I want to show you this way, and you say, hey, no, I'm not real comfortable with that. Or, I'm kind of, you might have to take it slow with me. How about we try this? Communicate. Because That's how things get done. If not, we're gonna be in the red. We're gonna be hurt. We're gonna be feeling some kind of way. But communicate and be open.
Very true. And while you're communicating, set some real achievable boundaries. Right? Mm-hmm. The reason why I say achievable is because sometimes your boundaries may be like, well, I don't want you to touch me after 10 o'clock. I don't want you to touch me for 5 a.m. I don't okay, wait a minute. Hey, I'm really not a touchy person, but I'm willing to compromise. So let's set the boundary of in the morning, give me a little bit. Let me get myself together because I'm not a morning person. But after 10 o'clock, you can touch me and touch me and touch me and touch me. So just communicate, be open, but set some realistic boundaries. And make sure it's something that you can do and something that they can do as well.
Yeah. That sounds good to me.
Yeah. So I also have one more. And I would say for that person who is that love overdoser, if you know, my good ColorBeam, that you're that overdoser because you are trying to get validation, because you haven't given it to yourself, do the work. Do the work to figure out what it is you need so that you can communicate it and set some real boundaries. Because you won't have any boundaries if you don't know what you need and if you can't stand firm. So do the work.
Yeah, those are good. So we're going to ask you guys some questions. We're going to ask them here and we're going to post them down in the comments. And we want to hear what you think. We want to hear what you think about it. So have you ever found yourself being a love overdoser? You ever found yourself, as Olivia said, being called needy? Or have you been in the situation where you've been getting love overdosed and it's just been very overwhelming for you? You didn't know what to do, how to handle it, so you just maybe backed up? Yeah. If so, how did you handle the situation? How did you handle being love overdosed? How did you handle feeling overwhelmed? How did you bring yourself to a balance while love overdosing someone? How did you do that? And lastly, what are you doing to keep yourself balanced? What are you doing to keep yourself balanced as if you came out of it? And if not, if you did come out of it, you're still in it, let us know what you're going through. Let us know how you're going to start taking these steps since we've had this conversation about it. Maybe you got some ideas.
Yeah.
Let us know. Drop down in the comments and let us know.
For sure. So our summary, simply, we talked about love overdose. Just loving somebody so much to where they can't really appreciate what it is that you're trying to do for them because it's just so overwhelming, or it's way too much for them because it's not the way that they love. So, we also talked about, is this out of desperation? Do you love in this type of way because you have not given a level of love for yourself and you're looking for someone to give it to you? So we came to some resolve. And the first one, of course, as always, is communicate. Communicate, communicate, communicate. If you're that person that is that love overdoser, do the work. Do the work to figure out what your real intent is. Don't just be out here just loving on people because you're trying to seek to get something else. Do the work to give it to yourself so that you can find the balance. And then when you communicate, you can set some real boundaries.
Okay. So again, we want to thank y'all for joining us. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, of course, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
All the things.
And remember, not all colorful situations are the same, but you have the power to change your hue.